Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We are all here except for Cheryl. I know she wasn't feeling well, so hopefully she feels better.
These are yours, right? Yeah, must be Cheryl's.
We don't have a public hearing. So manager's report. Mr. Manager.
Okay, this is from July 8th through the 21st today. We ended up registering the DPW F550 at DMV and secured insurance, so that is road ready. I'm just going to highlight it. I'm not going to go through everything. Last Friday, Roberta closed the bands with bond counsel Rob Smith from Delafield Hawkins. We interviewed and hired 2 DPW laborers, and then on Monday we lost our, through resignation, our water laborer. So there was a young man who was a great candidate that we kept on file. Anisetta had called him, and he was hired on Friday. He met with DPW staff. After going back and forth, we met with Brian Koenig, and they decided to move toward Healy with the transmission. Blooming Grove could not, as we had thought, taken care of the pairing of it after it was installed. Village buildings were inspected last Friday by Javier in the building department. There were numerous fire extinguishers that were out of certification going back to 2023. I had contacted a company that Town of Montgomery uses, and they were recertified this afternoon. I met with the CDBG committee on the Gladstone sidewalk project. I don't personally believe it's going to score enough to get a grant. I asked them if we can segue to a new front door, because we just had that repaired, and the committee was going to review it and get back to me. We're moving forward with the salt barn project. I asked for the specifications and a bid package to be sent to John Queenan, and the specifications to be sent to John Queenan, and then he will prepare a bid package on it. Fred from Perfect Temp was in twice last week. We reviewed the new system, which is performing phenomenally, and he's addressed the condensation issues in the meeting room in the library. He feels that it's the condensation drain that runs from this unit down and out the side of the building. He's blown it out 2 times. Hopefully it's solved. We all worked with Frances Mercado, who is the new account clerk. We helped assist her in acclimating to the new position, and I know the water department came to me and said she's really spot on. She knows what she's doing. She's already handled a couple issues for us, so that's good news. We did make an offer to the new DPW superintendent. He declined the offer, so we're moving in another direction with that. Like I said, the front door downstairs was repaired. There's a topic on the agenda regarding the water and sewer pump, which we'll discuss later. I'm working with civil service to address the titles for employees, some employees. I toured the Walden summer camp at the parks. I also toured Most Precious Blood. Met with Melanie over there, and Assemblyman Brian Marr's office, who was, Megan was present. And other than department head meetings, and Jerry set up a meeting today with USDA Director Rich Mayfield. That went well. I reached out this afternoon to Congressman Ryan's office to see what kind of grants are available. We're able to stack a grant on the sewer grant that we have already. So if it's if there's money available for the sewer, that would be great. And then Becky and I tonight discussed possibly also adding in the sidewalks on Gladstone, which are in dire repair. So. Any
Thank you.
questions?
Anything from the board? Jared, anything for Tony?
Nope.
Oh, Lynn?
No.
Jared?
No questions.
Jose? Christie?
No, just, is it possible to have these in the packets beforehand, so we don't have to go and look for them before the meeting?
I don't get it done till usually the day of, because I'm
So
trying
that's
to
a
do
no.
everything that's here. I mean,
Okay.
I can email it to you if you want, Kristen?
No, because I can't print it or really do
What's
anything
that?
No, because I can't print it or anything that way. Usually just, they're in the packets. So, because now if you don't go back in, if you're running a little late, you don't go back in, you don't have it. So that was all. That was just a
Okay.
question.
Yes, I don't have
They were
any-
just always in the packets, that's all.
I don't have anything either, thank you. Minutes for 7/7/26, anyone make a motion to accept them?
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
I do have and I haven't gotten back to you, on the very end of number 9, Mel Westenberg is a he, not a she. And so, yeah. Huh? So Mel Westenberg said he would be happy to fill, and then at the end of that, his term ending. So just change that. Thank you. All right, and all in favor with the additional changes?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Oh, also, I'm sorry. Page number 11 is not Wade Street, it's Waite Street. W-A-I-T Street.
Oh, I'll get that too.
Okay? That's on number 11. All right, so we're still all in favor with those changes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Payment of audited bills. Anyone make a motion to pay the audited bills?
I'll make a motion.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on them? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Public comment on business of the board? Anyone from the public? All you beautiful people here, thank you for coming this evening in the rain. All right, thank you. Business of the board, park use, we have Brooke Duffy. Anyone make a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion.
Is there
Second.
Any discussion? It looks in order to me.
Jerry.
Jerry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Sewer pump discussion, Mr. Cardone.
So, back in November, the board approved the replacement of the sewer pump at a cost of $250,000, 130 of which were in a sewer plant generator fund, and 124 that was in an I&I fund. I would suggest in the future that you itemize these numbers when you transfer to a specific line item, because Roberta spent about 45 minutes, and then we realized there was an I&I fund, but it was titled smoke test, and that's where the money was. So the money is there's $254,000, and you had passed a resolution to approve the use of those two funds for the repair. It's definitely on its last leg. I had met with John Queenan last week. He's actually the one that brought it to our attention, and it's got to get done. It's going to take about 6 weeks just to get the pump in, and then the repair will be made after that.
I can't believe it's not done yet, because I remember at a meeting discussing it and saying, after we approved that money, have we started the pump yet? And they told me, yes, it's being done already. So I don't know.
I thought that
Nothing was addressed.
I thought that was for the vault, that it was an emergency repair to the vault. I thought it was taking.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, I thought it
It's
was,
the same thing, though.
yeah.
So yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. The vault and the pump station is the same. Am I correct? That's the same amount of money we did.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't know what the terminology was used, but,
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright.
like you said, it's the same amount of money, so.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
This is back from November, so is it gonna cost the same? Is the cost going up? Do we know?
I hope. hope it costs the same.
Yep.
We won't know till it's ordered.
Okay.
Right, so should have been done in November.
Is this something that has to go out for bids too?
It does have to go out to bid, does it? Yes,
Yeah.
has
yeah,
to go out
but-
to bid.
But, well, listen, if there's ever an emergency repair, this is an emergency repair.
Right.
So in order to save time, you don't necessarily have to. It probably would be prudent to go out. I know that DPW was going to reach out to 3 different companies to get price quotes, so.
Well, do you have to or do you not have to? Because if you have to, then we need to do it. If you don't have to and it's just a suggestion, then we don't need to do it.
But say that again?
Do we have to get 3 quotes on it? Because if we have to, then we have to do it, whether time regarding or not. If you don't have to, if it's not in the policy, then that's a different story.
Well, you got 6 weeks for the pump to be ordered, so
Right, do we have to get 3 quotes?
you don't have to. It's wise if you do.
Okay.
But the quotes and bids are, you're talking about quotes, but quotes are different than bids. Bidding is
Well-
actually sending it out to companies, where the quotes are,
I'll let the attorney
Yes.
comment on
I
that.
have the procurement schedule. There's a limit of what needs to go out to bid and what you can do by quotes. I don't know off the top of my head what the limit is.
That's I think it's somewhere around 30,000.
right,
It's 20.
I think they raised it. Actually. But that's still way over, we're talking about 300.
Oh, you're still above
Yeah,
the threshold.
and the bidding process takes weeks.
30 to 45 days minimum.
How long does the pump have? Like, do we have time to bid it out?
Well, basically, what was discussed back in November, I don't mean to laugh, but it was, it could go any day. So,
I would
Right, and that's
suggest
your
maybe
sewer.
just authorize the village manager either to go out to bid, solicit quotes, or determine if it's an emergency, and then we'll report back to the board with August 1st, but see if we can find a way to expedite getting it done
Okay.
in the emergency circumstance.
All right, do we need a motion for that?
Just acknowledge it in the record, and then we'll come back and confirm with what we need to do.
For August 1st? But that's 2 weeks that we have to, that if we're going out to bid,
Well,
we
but
can
we
do it
could
now.
begin soliciting the bids or soliciting,
Okay.
and be
I
ready.
mean, I could
to
have
go.
John get rolling on it, so.
All right, so if we need to do the bids, we do that. If not, we
We'll
can do
get
it as an
quotes and
emergency
we'll
situation.
Figure out what
Okay.
we need to do to prep.
And
the
you'll just
bid.
keep us informed of what's happening.
So just so you know, the question was, and what's the time frame on that from trustee Taylor? And the village manager's response was, that I don't know, they have to get the pump ordered, so tomorrow morning the pump could be gone.
Right, because I remember trustee Taylor saying that it sounds like it's an emergency, and it was said,
Yeah.
yes, it was an emergency at that time in November.
Yeah.
I don't see anywhere in here where it said who was gonna be getting the bids or the quotes at that time, right? Did I
No, there was
misread that?
nothing,
There was nothing to say anybody was taking control or charge of this,
Well,
or?
that's the manager.
no.
That's his job.
I'm gonna have to read minutes because I distinctly remember we spent $40,000 for an emergency new vault, just for the vault. So this sounds like something totally different about the pump. I'm gonna
I'll-
have to read the
I'll
minutes.
go back and read too.
I'm gonna have to read the
I
minutes.
tried to find it this afternoon, but I didn't have time to look up the minutes
No,
past that.
minutes from back in the fall.
That's what these are. These are November.
Those are
On his,
November.
yeah,
This is all about.
She
So will the
highlighted.
board just authorize the village manager then take the steps necessary to address it and report back to the board? So
Okay.
if John Queenan or someone comes back and says, yes, this needs to be done
Expedited.
immediately, or it can be done, we'll report to the board, and if you need to schedule an emergency
Meeting.
session, or if we determine that the village manager can just go ahead and get the quotes and get
Okay.
it done.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so Tony, we're directing you.
Okay.
So
Go ahead, Jerry.
what I'm wondering here is, we already passed this in November.
Yes.
Why are we going over it again?
We're
Move
not going
forward.
over it. It has to happen. It has to go forward.
Right, so we gotta move it forward.
Right.
Yeah, my question was, does it cost, what about the cost? Is it double now? Is it, I mean, that was months
Well,
ago.
that we can check into, but I think,
That's what I was asking, yes.
oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, I misunderstood your question, sorry.
No, maybe I didn't
Well,
project it
no,
the right
because you
way.
were asking whether we had to go out to bid or not.
Yeah.
What you were asking, so.
Yeah,
I
so if
think-
it's gonna be at $150,000, and that was back in November, I'm
Plus-
sure
plus-
it's not gonna be $150,000 now, or
No, no,
whatever
no,
it is.
plus 124 if you're,
Right,
250.
250, yeah, I know, I was just kinda using that as a,
right.
but, I mean, that was way back in November, so if it's gonna be much more now, does it have to be rebid? That's kinda what I was getting at, I probably didn't say it the right way.
Well, I think if it's, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
don't know if
Jerry.
it was, I coughed, but anyway, but I don't know if it was, the motion was to move the funds into a certain, I don't see a motion here to talk about the, you know, the requirement of what you needed to do to pay the funds.
Right, that's what
to do
I was
that.
trying to look
But it
through
was acknowledged in the record that it was an emergent, you know.
as
something,
an
and
emergency,
now
that's why we
it's
did it, correct.
6 months greater an emergency.
I just see it down here where we're talking, the manager said, a temporary repair was going to be almost $50,000. I distinctly remember that, and I thought we weren't going to do that, and we were gonna go ahead and fix it. But obviously, we didn't repair it either.
Okay, I'm gonna look through past minutes too, because I remember discussing it at a meeting and asking him if it was taken care of, and he said yes. So I don't know why it's going forward. So not to say it didn't get done, but for myself, I asked that question specifically whether it was done, so, okay. All right, so we're gonna let the manager find out information with the engineer and the attorney and get back to us soon, like ASAP. Thank you. All right, introductory law night sky discussion. I just put it back on the agenda just to refresh everybody's memory on it. And I just wanted to see what you all thought, whether we need, it was at a public hearing at one time, and we were waiting for the county to get back to us. The county still hasn't gotten back to us. We kind of stopped that, John, I remember, right? We stopped the county, and now we started it up again. So, are there any more comments on this lighting, the way it's written, while we have you here as a discussion? I know, Jared, you're new to this, so you were out there before, but you were listening, so you know everything that was discussed before. So I don't know if you needed to add things, subtract things, what your thoughts were, or the board, if they had any other discussion on this. I just put it on to move it forward again, because it's been
I understand that, but I have the same question as I did last meeting. Do these line up with what the state has proposed and is sitting on Hochul's desk to be signed? It
These
doesn't
are,
refer to it as night sky, but it refers to it as,
Light check.
yeah, these are more restrictive than the states were more general, as I recall.
which we
ours
can
are more
have.
I'm sorry, John, ours are more restrictive?
Yes, more detail.
So under, I, when it says the wall pack light fixtures that are not classified as full cutoff, is that like the motion LED lights that, like you see on Amazon?
I don't see that.
Where is that?
What are you
Good
talking
question.
about?
Good question.
Because like I have some of them in the front of my driveway. I get home all hours of the night sometimes, and they kick on when I pull into my driveway so I can see. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Where section?
I tried to Google.
What section?
Section I,
No, section 168?
oh, 168-3, yes, sorry.
3.
Prohibited lighting types.
Wall pack light fixtures are not classified for full cutoff.
What do you mean by full cutoff?
I don't know. I'm not a lighting person.
So Google says, it
The
has
sensor
kind of
lights.
like a cap on it, like cap sleeves, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to, because the whole point of night sky is supposed to limit, so they categorize a light by what light goes up, what goes sideways, and what goes down, right? And then what goes back. So if like a light is on a wall and it lights someone else's property, that would be considered backlight.
But I think her
So,
question is
full
just sensor
cutoff.
lights. or
Well, I don't think that's what that is, because the cutoff should
Right.
just
It's a
be like
direction
if it's
of the light.
hooded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Like if you go across from Stewart, there's a house over there, an old White House that has these very bright lights, that the houses are this close, and I don't know how the other neighbor doesn't complain. because
Can you
it's like
use your
daylight.
microphone, please?
You know, oh, sorry.
Thank
It's
you.
like daylight, you know, they're so bright that, also directional. I remember when I was on the planning board, how you read that light, you know, so to minimize infringing on other people's property and so on.
Yeah. I mean, looking at this, there's still a bunch of things that I think need to be clarified. It uses a lot of like the UL, HL, BL classifications without kind of explaining it. And I don't want someone who doesn't understand a bug light system.
So
or
do you think it should be
coding.
definitions of those, is what
I
you're
think
thinking?
there needs to be something to list out what each one of those is at the beginning of this.
Definitions, okay.
And then also there's some sections that I believe use the codings incorrectly in the description. So I think it needs to definitely be looked at. There's certain parts that, I mean, they're not incorrect in the sense of what they're trying to achieve. They're incorrect in the way that it's stated. So it's easy for someone who knows about it to kind
Do
get
you
around
know
it.
about it?
Yeah.
Can you maybe write that down and let the attorney know how it should be worded, if you know
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah,
And just send that to them to correct how it should read?
yeah, I'd be happy to work with the
Okay,
attorney on that.
perfect.
Can I just chime in quick? Isn't there a spillover percentage?
Correct. I mean, it's all graded, so like your
Yeah.
backlight, so each one of these zones has a 0 to 5, 5 being bad, 0 being
Right.
nothing. And a lot of the night sky stuff basically says that anything from eye level up is bad. So even if it's a 1, it's bad. And that everything should be kind of pointed towards the ground, and that there shouldn't be any light spilling backwards from any light. So that's like the basics of it.
So we're-
Shouldn't that be included in this?
Correct. That's part of the definitions that I would
Okay.
like to have in there, that actually states what each one of these things are, so that, you know, you don't have to go doing a ton of research.
It's not subjective.
Correct.
Right, so we're looking basically at definitions and how they're worded.
Yeah, definitions and just some clarifying on some of the other
Okay,
wording.
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing
Sure,
that.
I'd be happy to sit down, because as I said,
Yeah, I know we
we took
talked
this from a
about it.
couple other laws that were given to us, and, you know, I don't purport to be an expert in lighting. And Jared, just to go, while we were talking, I don't see that the state laws were adopted fully yet. It was the assembly, but it's just a requirement for shielding. So ours goes into a little more detail. The state would just say any outdoor fixtures have to be shielded for downward, for downward light. This obviously goes, you know, into much more specifics.
Jared, do you want to work with anybody else on the board, or you're okay to do that for
I mean,
yourself?
if anyone else wants to join me, I'd be
It's
happy.
up to the board. Does anybody want to join him, or he's okay to, I'm okay for you to do it yourself, because you sound like you know exactly what you're talking about. So,
Fine with me.
Christie?
I can join you if you want. I have a couple
Okay.
questions on it, so.
Okay.
And, you know, we might want to also, as you're writing it, get some feedback from the building department, because eventually they're gonna have to enforce
Yeah,
it,
they're
so we wanna
enforcing.
make sure, you know, they understand it and it's in a manner that it's easily, you know, enforceable, so.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you, too. Thank you very much for doing that. Local law, fire pits and burning discussion. This has been talked about for a long time, and what we changed, really the only thing basically changed was, well, there was a few things. How the distances, we talked about that too, how the distances were for fire pits, how far they were away from other people's property. Like, I live in an R5, so for me to put it next to a fence, next to somebody else's fence, it's not fair to those people. So we took some of this law from other communities, Warwick being one of them, again, because they seem to have some pretty decent laws. Fire permitted under the section shall make, 3 feet, so it's not eliminating fire pits at all, and I've just had a couple people ask me if fire pits are allowed. I said the law hasn't gone through yet, so people are looking to do fire pits, but, so those were things. The outdoor kitchen was in there, that it's not required. You can do it, but it has to be, you have to have a permit to do it. Outdoor cooking, so it all makes sense. What we really changed in the back was section 2, 14411, and it was unlawful burning. It shall be unlawful for any person or persons to burn trash, lumber, plastic, tires, chemicals, garbage, refuse, yard debris, or other combustible material within the village of Walden, except as stated in chapter 110, burning open. And that has to do, and then that's number up at the top, which is the superintendent of public works and fire department have that they can burn. So, any questions, thoughts on this? Comments?
I do on the outdoor cooking.
Okay.
The way that I understand this, or the way I read it, is it doesn't say anything about natural gas or propane. So are you saying, with the way that this reads, that you cannot use natural gas or propane grill?
That's not my intent, because everybody has a propane grill. Well, not everybody, but should prevent operation of outdoor grills, hibachis, fire pits, fireplaces, and preparation of food for burning or the burning of paper in enclosed incinerator. Only charcoal or dried, untreated, and unpainted wood shall be permitted. Precautions to be taken, use of devices, outdoor cooking. We can add grills with.
Well, I mean, if you look at what's prohibited, it says no person shall burn, allow, or permit to be burned any brush, lumber, paper, plastic, tires, chemicals, garbage, refuge, yard debris, wood, or other related items. So if you have a propane grill that just cooks, then you're not using,
You're burning your
wood,
garbage in there.
essentially. I mean, charcoal would mean to be, exempt there, and it's just part of outdoor.
So we don't need to
Yeah.
put
Right.
something in that it's allowed.
Yeah, it
Down
says
below where it says
for
only
outdoor
charcoal
cooking,
or dry
charcoal or
untreated.
dry untreated wood. So if you're using that for your grilling, or just a propane grill that has nothing on the bottom, that would be permitted.
How do you guys feel about that? Do you want to put the propane grill on there, or do you don't care about that? Or right now, you can't even have a grill or do anything.
Yeah, the way it is
So
right
there
now,
you
you
go.
can't have
So we're
anything.
moving
So,
forward with this and making it better.
I think you're better off just putting it in there so that you're covered and not backtracking in the future.
Okay. So where would we put it?
Under the
and-
outdoor
and-
cooking, I would think.
Well, only charcoal, and then propane
Or natural
grills.
gas, right?
Propane or is there natural gas grills? Yeah? People have natural gas grills?
Maybe for the
Yeah,
outdoor.
there is natural
Yeah.
gas.
Propane and
Well, I
natural.
don't think it's talking about what is causing the fire. It is what is being burned.
Right.
So if you're not burning anything because you're using a propane grill, that's permitted. If you're burning charcoal or untreated and unpainted wood in a outdoor cooking, I guess mesquite or something, that would be permitted, so.
It tells you,
Yeah.
nothing contained herein, however, shall prevent the operation of outdoor grills, hibachis, fire pits, or fireplaces for the preparation of food. So you can have your grill.
Okay,
It's already included.
Right, that's the way I'm interpreting it, that
Okay.
you can grill, but you cannot burn certain substances.
Okay.
Certain materials can't be burned.
And one more question.
Yeah, Jer.
Balconies, what's the definition of balcony? Does that cover a deck? Is a deck considered a balcony?
Well, a deck is one word and a balcony is another word. Maybe we should say deck.
And then
But
you have porch.
for the purpose of the
Porch.
law,
You have porch, people are barbecuing on their porches too.
I think a balcony is on a second floor.
not necessarily.
You can have a- yeah.
Balcony, I think, is just something that's above ground, off the back of, or off the house.
so is a deck.
I know, that's why I'm
Right,
saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
The It's an elevated platform projecting from the wall of a building above the ground floor.
Above the ground floor.
That's a balcony. So
That's
what's
a
a
balcony.
deck? What's a deck?
Deck is a bunch of cards.
So it's above the ground floor, which means that if it's a deck that is on the second floor, which
Right.
some people have, then it would be considered a balcony.
Right, so an elevated deck and a balcony are the same thing, right?
Correct.
So if you live on a second floor of an apartment, you can't have your grill up there.
What about, like on the back of my
What if
house,
you
I
have
have
a
a deck?
bi-level and you
Right.
have a deck?
Mhm.
Or the balcony on the first floor of apartment, you have that covering over top of you. I mean, a lot of places have their own rules set in place, like down Tinbrook and stuff. They have their own rules set in place, but it doesn't say.
Do we want to change that?
Would you want to set it to like a balcony or a deck of a certain size? Because you can have a balcony that's only, you know,
Like this
5 feet.
Right, you
Yeah.
can barely get out your door and stand on it.
Right.
But then if you're gonna permit it, then someone's gonna put it right next to the building. So is it like a size thing that we would have to do?
Or we just take it out altogether and they're gonna burn wherever they're gonna burn it. I mean,
No,
some-
because that's part of it, you don't want it within well, no, wait,
some people,
wait,
some people have it next, some people have it with me.
I'm with you.
Right? Some
listen.
people have it in their, next to their house.
Seriously though,
Well,
you're
the-
saying that flame has to be more than 15 feet from any structure. So does it cover it under that if you have a deck or a balcony?
What's the New York State building code on that one?
I don't know.
Maybe we should look into that before we do this.
Oh, let's see, it says.
This way we don't
Yeah, the
step on our own
question
foot.
is, I mean, a covered, if you have a deck that's ground level or a patio, you can do outdoor grilling. If it's covered, regardless of where it is, you can. So the question is, if it's above the first floor on a balcony, do you want to allow it? You know, I think the thing is, if usually a second floor balcony, there's not much space between the wall and the fire, but it's up to you. I mean, you could say covered balconies.
I mean, the reason why we're putting this together is to also protect people as well. It's not just to allow them to do it, but it's also for some protection. I mean, I would not grill on a covered patio, I mean, on a covered deck or a balcony, because it's too close to my house. So,
Well, the only thing that's not addressed there are decks. It addresses balconies, covered porches, or patios, but there is no mention of a deck.
I stand out in the rain and grill my food.
Just
Well, there you
saying.
go. So,
Is it
but-
on your deck?
No, it's outside. I don't have a
Well,
deck.
I was gonna say, well, no kidding.
I
The
could
deck
put
is
it- I could put it on
outside.
my front porch, but I'm not gonna do that either, so it's not happening.
So do you want to say covered porches, covered decks, or covered patios?
You're taking out balconies, putting in covered
No,
porches.
I
No,
mean,
he's
balcony-
leaving
Oh.
it.
He's leaving
Balcony,
balconies.
that's a separate question. Do you want it to allow grills outdoors on second or third story apartment buildings if someone's got a balcony? Can they
I
put a
don't
grill
think
out
I'd
there?
want to. They can
We
grill
need to look at
downstairs. I
code.
mean, if you have an apartment building, you should have an outdoor space anyway if you
I
have a.
don't, I think it's in the New York State Building
was
Code.
gonna
I don't
say, we
think you
should look
can
at the
allow it. I would
code.
like to see the New York State Building Code before, personally, before I say anything on this, because I do think it's in there. I could be wrong, but I do
Yeah,
think it's there.
it might be, once again. this-
Okay.
Okay.
So can we get a copy of that New York State Building Code sent to us? Or do you want to just look
Yeah.
into it, make sure the wording is right? Does that work for us? To follow New York State Building Code on porches and balconies and decks? You want to say that?
Yeah, we'll look into building code and coordinate. The question is, do you want to have me do that and you could set a public hearing on this law with that change being made in the next couple days and run by a couple people, or do you want to wait and have it presented again at the
I'd like to
meeting
put it
on
as a
the
public hearing, because I think
third, and
it's,
then set a
it's,
public
too.
hearing
I think
on the
we've
third?
talked
Me
about
too.
it a lot, and I think whatever that building code is, and we have that covered under
Right.
building code too, I
As
think
long
it's
as
gonna be
we-
fine. So we can set it for the public hearing with all the other ones in September 1st, right? we have
Wanna
enough
go
time to
through all
do
of them
that?
on September 1st, or do you wanna?
You have like 20 things for
She wants to
September
keep us
1st.
here all night that night.
No.
You see that, right?
No, September 1st is the other
Yeah,
6
but
that we
that was-
have.
The other
Yeah, so that would be
six,
7 public.
7.
7,
7.
this would be 8.
We'll buzz right through them.
Yeah, we'll buzz right through them.
Somebody
Yeah,
better be
like,
making a
buzz
dinner.
through these.
I have one more
You don't
question
think the
about this.
public's gonna wanna say deck or patio? or-
Okay, cool.
I have one more question.
Yes.
You're talking about you can't burn when there's a burn ban. Who's determining when there's a burn ban? How do we get that out to the residents?
New
Is
York
that like a
State
code
has-
red announcement? Is it on our webpage? Because your definition of too dry, not able to burn could be very different than mine. So somebody needs to decide when people can burn and when they cannot. So
Well,
I'm
I would
just-
say that Code Red could say there's a burn ban in effect. That could go out on Code Red, what we, to the public that's here.
Yeah, I
It
feel
could
like
go on the
it just,
website that there's a
it just
code.
needs to be announced to the community when they're not allowed
Right,
to have their fire
and that
pit.
would be a policy, so.
But
Okay.
that, the state would do that, right, usually? I mean, is it a statewide issue or, well, not necessarily.
No,
It's usually
because in
county.
some areas there's a
Right,
drought
right.
and some there are not.
Right. It could be the county, right?
Right.
I
The
don't know,
state does
Christie.
issue one, but it could be different. I mean, we may have one different here than Port Jervis, or,
Right.
it may be a little
Or if we
different.
have a
may
manager
have-
that's saying, that we know it hasn't rained in 10 weeks and our water levels are low, then we're gonna have a burn ban, don't burn. You, like, put that out, conserve your water, don't burn, we could all put that out in one listing
Good water.
to the public.
That's my only other thing. Who determines
The
when you're allowed
manager.
to burn?
The manager.
Yeah, but then that has
Well,
to be
it says,
communicated to the public.
In the event of these conditions, the village shall retain the right to limit or prohibit. So you would have to do something.
Right, we have to
Say
announce
there's a
it.
burn ban. In fact, we are going to adopt under this provision, we're gonna adopt a no outdoor grilling or limit on, fire pits or whatever additional limitations you deem necessary during that burn ban, and then publish it.
So you want that added into here? Okay. So then we won't make it for September 1st. What we'll do is you'll do the changes on this for the next meeting for us,
Okay.
bring it to the next meeting, and then we'll read through it with all the changes, and then we'll set the public hearing for the next meeting for this one.
Okay.
Okay? Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
This new air conditioner's really working. I'm cool.
Sometimes I wish I could read my writing. Okay. School resource officer discussion and resolution.
So what was the deadline on this? Did we miss it? Is there,
No,
it wasn't done at the last board meeting?
no.
Okay.
It wasn't done at the last board meeting because board members wanted to know that the cost of the officers were being covered.
Not our board meeting, theirs. From my understanding, we missed this.
I got an email from the person from the school and told them that we would be the final discussion would be this evening.
Okay,
So I did email her back that we have not
So we're good.
finalized it. So,
okay,
and last year we didn't finalize it until probably almost the end of August, so.
okay.
We're not getting the
Why am
same
I not
rate
seeing it? I
as-
thought it was July something.
SRO,
Yeah. I thought the school wants it back by July.
They did.
I thought it was July 8th,
Answer that, they get paid more.
honestly.
The officers
No, it
get
was
paid
past
more.
that.
Those are the
well,
I want to say it's like the end of the month. It might have been the 28th.
here nor there,
Well, yeah, because we need to get it.
So
Right.
what's the difference with this one now? I see there was red lines when I find them. There was changes.
no, the only thing was the money. And at the last meeting, the couple board members wanted to,
That's how one of the sergeants, you know.
couple board members wanted to know the money amounts that, make sure that our money was being covered by the school, so we were not paying extra for officers that they were equal. So we have 3 SRO officers, they make X amount of dollars
Yep.
an hour. We wanted to know those officers' amounts of money and whether that school was paying for that money. That
Well-
$51,000 was covering those officers, what I thought that you all
No,
wanted.
my question is, why did town of Montgomery get paid more than our guys?
Because
They
their
get
officers
paid
make
more,
more
Their
They
money.
make more
officers
money.
make more money.
Yeah, but we're still staffing the same thing.
Yeah,
Now,
but they
I
make
believe,
more.
in my opinion, I believe that we should get paid for what we actually do. For instance, let's say those officers aren't available. All right, we have to staff it with a full-time officer, maybe on overtime. We might go over that number of 51,000 based on overtime rates. I really do not like, and I said the same thing last year, do not like the idea that we're giving them a quote of a price up front. I think we should bill them monthly for what we actually spent. They might even save money. It might cost them less money. But as explained by the chief, I will tell you this, as explained by the chief, there are days that they pay us for full days, when they have half days, but they're paying us for a full day. But the question I didn't ask, which just popped in my brain, what do you do with that officer when he has a half a day? Does he stop getting paid, or does he get paid for the full day? Because then it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what that number is. I don't want to stop the program. I think it's a necessary program. It was a question that I wish the chief was here to answer last meeting, but I really would prefer, but I know it's a full negotiation to get this, that we be paid for what we actually spend, what we actually staff with. Because in the past, remember there was actually a sergeant that took overtime shifts over there covering the school. That's a lot more money than these part-timers are getting. So you can't tell me in that given year that we didn't get underpaid for the services we provided.
Tony, did you do some research on this for us?
Yeah, so Roberta and I sat down, and we sat down with the chief again today. Last year, I believe we netted $600, I think it was, or somewhere in that area. The rate we decided to put in this year was the rate of the highest step paid part-timer. So they, we think we're covered. The only discrepancy was we were talking about also adding in 3% for retirement bennies.
Did
Now,
we do that?
what's that?
Did we do that?
I don't believe that's in here. What's the rate you have? Is it 40/10 that you have in the contract?
Yes.
Right? So that was the red line number from the previous contract, right? The other thing, and I'll let John comment on this. I understand what you're saying, Jerry. I don't believe we're allowed to make a profit.
I don't want to make a profit.
No, but if you go based on the town of Montgomery's rate, which they might be getting paid more money, that's essentially making a profit. But I'll let John comment on that.
Well, I guess the question is,
Can you use your microphone?
will that officer be getting the benefit of it, or will the village be making the?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Will that officer, you're getting reimbursed for your officer, I agree with what Tony said, but would that officer be paid more? You're paying the officer, right, and not?
Correct, we pay the officer, the school pays us.
And the school reimburses you, so.
Well, they only reimburse us this amount of money for the year in steps. So we don't get any more money than what that's going to be. So if we have to send a sergeant or something else and it costs us more money, we don't get any more money than what that money is right there.
I mean, I haven't been involved in, the negotiation, because you just say the village shall get reimbursed the cost of providing the officer.
Well, we tried that last year and they denied
They
it.
said, oh.
And then what happened was that I think the Village of Montgomery might have done that this year, I'm not sure, I think they might have, and they denied that as well. So they were trying to get what the officers were actually being paid for the hours that they were working, is what they wanted to do as well. So, but then what happens is then if you don't sign this contract, then the town of Montgomery will step in and become the SROs of the village. And the police chief didn't really want that to happen because he's already hired the SROs for the school year. So that's what happened last year. It always comes down to the last minute here, like
Well, we didn't get this to the last minute.
Huh?
I'd prefer not to have that either. I'd rather have our officers at our school. They're right here, they're next door, they're
Correct.
they're there. It's kind of like doing a snowplow, quote for a business. One year you may make out because you're not getting enough snow. The next year you're gonna get hammered because you got a little too much snow. You gotta take the good with the bad. I'd rather have an officer, sergeant, or part-time or whatever at that school. God forbid something happens, they're there. These men and women are right here. They can be there in seconds. I'd rather have them there than not have them there.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
I just don't like the fact that they presented this to us last meeting. They wanted it signed then because they have a board meeting coming up to show that it's approved. There
when
is
did
no
we get
reason
this?
why we can't start negotiating this back in May or even April. They know it's coming up. They know they have a future school. They already set a budget and had a vote on it back in April, correct? So I just don't like that. But in the interest of seeing it fulfilled, because I don't want to lose it, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, no.
I will make a motion that we sign this resolution.
All right.
Don't you think part of our issue, though, from the last, when we started having a problem, we had a different management team here in the village. We had different people in charge. I think there was perhaps some lack of oversight and things weren't being monitored close enough. I think that's not going to be as much of a problem now. Plus, we have a full complement of staff now. There's other factors that have taken place that should make this okay. That's just my belief, that I think it's, everyone's become very cost conscious about this contract because of what happened in the past. And I don't think anybody wants to see that repeated. So I do think this is gonna be okay. I know there is some cushion built in. I did come and talk to the chief. Half day of school, we still get paid. Snow day, we still get paid. Teachers are off, we still get paid. So there is some leeway to cover some of that salary. I think we're good. I think this was very well thought out between the chief, Roberta, and Tony, and our attorney. They've looked at this. I understand what Jerry's saying, but I agree, it's a good program. The children love it, the community loves it. I don't want to see it taken away. And I agree with Christy. The response time here, it can't be beat. If we should have something untoward happen.
Yes.
I second the motion that Jerry made.
All right. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So Tony, can you make sure that gets signed and over to the school, please? Thank you. Meeting rules presentation discussion. I know we've been over this a few times. I kind of just went through the Warwick one and changed some things in the Warwick one because I thought it was less bulky. Let me use that word, bulky, right? So, how do you guys feel? I read through both of them again. I really just changed some of the wording in the Warwick one to benefit the Village of Walden and maybe add one or two things to that instead of going through that big one that was sent before. I mean, it's still kind of long, but it covers everything. So, do you have the Warwick one in front of you?
I like Warwick meets on Mondays.
Yeah, I did change that though, Chrissy.
I
to
saw that,
Tuesdays.
trust me, that's the first thing I looked for. I said, ooh, did she not change that?
I did change that to Tuesdays. So, how did you guys feel about both of them? Do you prefer one over the other? I'll read you what I talked about on the Warwick one if you'd want to go through that, or if you like the other one, you guys can talk about that, but I like the Warwick and just changing some of that. Anybody?
What'd you like?
Okay, I
see
liked.
you've got a whole bunch of stuff
Okay,
written
so
over
the
there.
Warwick one, if you look at the regular meetings, we'd have to change that to Tuesday, first, and then if the holiday falls on, the meeting shall be the first or third Tuesday of the month.
I mean, since you set your meetings on the, yearly basis and try to take into account, do you want to say it automatically will fall, like for next month, you changed it to Monday instead of the following
Right.
day? Do you want to say, shall generally be on the first and third Tuesday of each month? as set by the board at its annual meeting, or, something like that, that gives you the leeway and add or
change
as
it.
may be
That's fine.
adjusted if you need to change the
Perfect.
meeting date.
Yeah,
Good
'cause there's
idea.
at least 2 or 3 months that it's gonna get changed.
That's perfect.
Is it
Yep,
August,
that's good,
November, March?
however that wording goes. The next line
One of you
down,
is gonna write that wording down.
you're
Right,
gonna,
Doty.
you're gonna write it, not me.
I say it, I don't remember.
I'm not the
to write it
attorney.
down.
You said set by the board for annual, set by the board
Yeah,
as your
sorry.
annual organization thing, generally, you said.
You also have to change the times.
Yes, we have to change it to 6:30. The next line down is 6:30, and it's in the, get whatever we call this room, I guess it would be called the meeting room, yes?
Colonel
Third-
Bradley room, I would
Colonel
assume.
Colonel Bradley room. Regular meetings canceled or direction by the mayor or manager, I believe that could say. Do you want the manager to also be able to cancel a meeting, or just the mayor?
I think it's the mayor and the board, no?
Yes, yeah, okay, you got it. Okay, upon cancel, so down to special meetings. Special may be called by the mayor. I took out the trustees or trustee, I don't know, we always had at least,
I
Two-
like the idea of the trustee calling a special meeting.
okay, if you want to, that's,
No,
you
no, I'm
can
only
leave it in
kidding, I'm
there.
only kidding.
You need a majority of that, you could.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
wanna say, or any 3 trusts,
Well, we had it always at 2 trustees.
2 trusts?
We always had 2 trustees could put things on the agenda, 2 trustees could do something, so do you
Well,
want,
this
Sitting here
is calling a
alone.
special meeting. Do you
oh, you wanna say 3 trustees then?
It's up to you.
Or a quorum, you want 4
That should be
trustees?
4, it's 4,
Yeah.
right?
Quorum,
Big quorum.
okay, so then quorum of the board,
This is under special meetings?
yes.
So you're not gonna just leave it to the mayor? I
No,
disagree with that.
it would be the mayor or 4 trustees. If
To
the
call a
mayor-
special meeting?
Yeah, if the mayor was in Bermuda,
Incapacitated,
yeah, or,
like on a tropical island
yes,
somewhere?
yeah, that's-
Okay.
Can I do that? Notice may be given to the board members by telephone, person, email, and writing at least 72 hours in advance. But we also didn't talk about the emergency meeting, I think should be put in there under special. And then another thing would be emergency meeting.
Say this again? You're
We
mumbling.
need something for an emergency meeting. That's different than a special meeting.
It just says unless an emergency exists. You want something more than that?
Isn't it?
An emergency meeting could be set within, doesn't have to wait for 72 hours,
I
but it's an
know, it
emergency.
says
Yeah.
unless an emergency exists.
Oh,
So
okay, sorry.
What else do you want?
Gotcha.
Can we
No,
go
this-
over emergencies and another thing?
That was
What
before.
consisted of emergencies and all that good stuff?
That was in another discussion somewhere.
I mean, not having enough ice cream could be an emergency for me, so I don't
didn't
know what
bring any
emergencies
tonight. I
for
didn't
you
bring any
is.
tonight.
Okay, I'm just
It's a
saying.
quorum, quorum of the Board of Trustees. We don't need to state it because what we have. The quorum is 7 members here
So we have 4.
and at least 4. The quorum of a 7-member Board of Trustees is 4 members, so we have to change that. Executive session, we leave it for the public law. Yes, that's fine. The agenda, every board member meeting should be prepared by the clerk and at the direction of the manager and mayor, because that's how it's set up. Manager and mayor usually set the agenda.
well, do you wanna, this one says mayor, so village manager and mayor?
Yeah, I'd say manager and mayor. Or person, or a delegated person, like what we had in an emergency situation. We had a delegated person.
How about the direction of the mayor or their designee?
Okay.
But I thought traditionally it was the village manager who set the agenda.
No.
It is the mayor?
Mayor and, it's always been here, mayor, well, the 20 years I've been here, it's been the mayor
Okay.
and the manager together. Like, I'll email and say, this should be on, and we go back and forth with the clerk. And you're usually included in that, the attorney's usually included in that, so they know what's going on.
Look, when all is said and done, it's really in the direction of the mayor, and you direct other people to, you know what I'm saying? It's not, so you ultimately, the mayor is ultimately responsible for.
Speak
getting
up,
the clerk.
speak up.
I said, no, the mayor is ultimately responsible for setting that agenda with the clerk, so, that you can designate anybody else, which is what Jerry was saying.
All right, so you want to leave it as mayor
I think
and not
so.
put the manager?
Yeah, because if you're not here, the first one it would go to is the deputy mayor, I would assume, right? Is that how it goes?
Or designee, designee.
Right.
Okay. Items placed on the agenda for village staff, elected appointed officials, no later than, Anna said it, let's see, must be provided to the clerk no later than, I said the end of the day on Thursday before the meeting. Does that work for you? The end of day on Thursday, you want the agenda set by.
Does it work for you?
That works for me. I'm usually sending you stuff right after this meeting. I send you
No.
stuff for the.
No, don't say it.
Oh, don't forget this.
But there's also instances where we're waiting for materials.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then you'll get that on Friday morning before noon. So do you want to put that in there?
We can say Friday at noon.
But you want the majority of everything, the end of the day on Thursday, from your department heads for everybody on Thursday. So if there's something emergency-wise, it would come on Friday.
And that's what I was asking
Before
about,
noon.
like the manager report, that should be in with the binder on Friday, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I ask, do you guys know that we're putting it all up on this? Okay, okay, we've been trying to utilize our technology, and I'm like, geez, did Mr. and Mrs. Hall know? Okay.
You'd rather listen to them this time.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I made eye contact with them. I went like this and pointed.
Because the people at home can read along too.
But just note, so the board knows that there is a provision here, and I think it's a good one, that items may be placed on the agenda at any time, including during the meeting by a majority
Yes,
vote
I
of the
agree with
board.
that
So-
too.
so-
I mean, you're
Because there
gonna
are gonna be times that
Yes.
it's just unavoidable. that
Correct.
you-
And we've gotten things from the engineer the day of the meeting that needed to get done, or something that had to happen. So that is kind of, that's the emergency type of situation.
So that's gonna take a majority of the board to
discuss it.
to change the agenda, according to this.
Yeah.
Please. If
Wait,
it's
go back.
not on by Thursday at 4 PM,
The board has a vote on.
the
adding
board,
it.
the majority of the board
I don't think
board
that's
would have to
necessary. I
vote.
just think it should happen because you get things
Well,
from the
the-
engineer, from the attorney that they may not have gotten the information that they were waiting for. So just to put it on, every once in a while we'll get something. We'll get a bid, something that comes before us that John used to throw on our lap.
Well, I think it still should be a vote for the board, because the whole point of having an agenda is so that the public knows what's being discussed before the meeting. So if it happens during the meeting, it's up to us to read the information and decide for the village that it should be discussed. Or if it's something that can be pushed and doesn't have to happen now. You know what I mean, I still think the board should have that vote to add it into the agenda.
Did we skip ahead because we missed, that's not in
I
this one.
I think so.
Well, let's go back to, we'll get to it. Let's go back. So we said Friday before noon for emergency things, and then end of day on Thursday for the meeting for the clerk.
Yeah.
So items to be placed on the agenda unrelated to village business, such as requests from organizations, individuals, or other village staff, elected or appointed officials, must be provided to the clerk by 4 o'clock on
That's Thursday, right?
Wednesday, but we can say Thursday. Okay. Like the camp thing, like the request for the building use and all of that. Okay.
You want to set the deadline at the same time? Do you think that would be too
Thursday,
much
end
for
of
the-
day, yeah. Thursday.
And the other one will be
Oh, end
Friday
of
by
day.
noon?
End of day.
End of day, depending on when the day is. Those days can change. I mean,
I know, but I'm
the
saying,
village board can change village hours that they work, so you might as well just put end of day, work day or something.
I'm saying, like, do you want to, maybe I'm confused, because the top one is about, like, the village staff, so all the village
Right.
pieces have to be to Anisetta by noon on Thursday as well?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, do you want to stagger that so that the clerk has time to put everything from outside of the village and everything from the village together?
well, she'd want it all by the end of the day on
If it's all
Thursday,
on the
so
same
she
day, that's
can,
fine. I'm just trying
she
to,
might get it on Tuesday, she might get it on Wednesday, she may not get it on Thursday, but, so she has everything by the end of day on Thursday that has to go in the packet.
that's fine with me.
So
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good with that? Everything, okay. items may be placed on the agenda at a time including during the meeting. That's what you were just talking about, John, that one?
Well, it says including during the meeting, so I guess that's easy. During the meeting, the board will all be sitting here, and you
Right.
get a majority of the board to say, I want to add these 3 items on the agenda. But the question is, if you get something on Saturday and you would like to put it on the website or, Monday morning, so public would get as much notice as it, do you put tentative? I mean, there has to be some kind, if you need 4 votes of the board to change it after Thursday, how do you get the 4 votes?
Well,
mean,
I would, it used to just always be 2 trustees. Number one, 2 trustees to put something on the agenda if they wanted, like, they would say, you want this to go on the agenda, get another trustee to go with you and we'll put
Yeah,
it
but
on the
this
agenda.
would be after the deadline, that the public knows the deadline for the agenda I'm still not sure if it's Thursday at noon or Friday at noon, but whatever
End of the
day
day,
it is,
Thursday.
whatever day it is. And then between then and the meeting, you want to add a couple things.
Yes.
What's the procedure for getting that put onto the agenda, and how does the public get as much notice as possible by putting it on the website? So it's easy if you're saying at the meeting, we need
Right.
to put these 3 because all the board members will be here to vote, but
I would still
what's the
say leave it to
procedure?
2 board members, because we've had that for 2 board members to put anything on the agenda if they wanted to. It didn't need a quorum. I mean,
And it doesn't happen very often.
yeah, it's like something might have popped up that,
I thought it was 3, it's 2? I
It's
thought it
2.
was 3.
It
You
was
had
always
3
2.
emails?
no, it was
always
always 2. Always 2 to put things on the agenda.
So you would maybe place on the agenda prior to the meeting by 2 boards, or during the meeting, prior to meeting by 2 board members.
Yeah, I would just leave it at 2 board members. It's always
Or
been
during
that.
the meeting by majority vote of the board.
What about if you just put there after the agenda has been posted? Doesn't that cover it?
I don't know when it's posted, though. If it's posted on Friday, and you want to change it on Monday.
Is there a way that we could, if there's anything
Can you
that-
just put tentative addition or something that would be put into?
Yeah, we'll work out
Tentative,
some wording to give the
Tentative
option
addition
for-
by board member, 2 board members would be posted on Monday. If it was on, it would just get posted at any time
Okay.
before the meeting. You would just
Or
have to
would the
post something
2
on the
members
website.
have to vote to add it into the agenda during the meeting?
Say that one more time?
Would 2 board members have to vote to add it on? Or they would just
If 2 board,
figure it out outside?
what used to happen is if somebody went to the mayor and said, listen, we would like to put this on the agenda, and the other person, somebody else would like that to happen too. I think we did that once.
Yeah, I just really thought it was 3. The only issue that I see with that is some of us are at work until 5:30, so when you prepare for this and you get here and you have this, you kind of look like a clown and when you have no idea what you're talking about or expect it.
But I think that if 2 board members are putting it on, they could actually, somebody could email the information to the mayor. You could send it to the mayor. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be the mayor, but the mayor could then forward it to the board members, or the clerk can forward it to all the village board members of what's being added to that agenda. The only time that the emergency one is like you get at the meeting that night, and John would always hand us like, oh, this came from the engineer today. Can we pass this? This has to get done today.
In the last 3
So-
months, how many times have you walked in and there was something that was added to the agenda that
Well,
wasn't on the?
Well, that's why we're talking about this.
Yeah,
So
I don't think that it should be added that day unless it's like an emergency. It's very hard to prepare for this, and then you come in and you have this much more in your bin that you didn't have time to read, and you don't know what you're talking about when it's coming up.
Well, you could add it for discussion, you don't have to vote on it that
Right,
night.
could be discussion item,
Okay, just my opinion.
okay.
I like the majority vote, but, I mean, however it
Yeah,
goes.
I agree. I think having a vote of the majority, we can put it on as tentative, and maybe if it's up there early enough, the board will vote for it.
The vote to
To
talk
add
about
it,
what the
yeah.
person wants to talk
But
about.
I still think there needs to be a vote,
Okay,
because if it's,
well then, put that in there. Whatever the board wants. Lynn, what do
A
you feel?
vote to put things on the agenda?
No,
After the
post
fact.
agenda.
After the
After-
agenda has been posted.
Yeah.
And all done, and say something comes up on a Sunday, and two people wanna put something on the agenda.
That's it. Some things just have to go on, and our prep for our board meetings fall on a weekend. Do you know how hard it is to try and get 4 people on a weekend?
Well,
Am I misunderstanding
no,
something?
it's not that you're gonna get the 4 people to vote on the weekend. So if you wanna add it, Anna said we'll post it as a tentative item for the agenda.
Addition.
Well,
Right?
some of
And
them,
then when we start our meeting, we can,
You have to have a majority of the
Vote to
board to
add
go
that
forward
into-
with it.
I guess, I feel like we're overthinking this.
well, I
I
don't think
just
it's,
feel like we're
Well,
overthinking it.
if you're gonna adopt these, you just wanna write it so the public knows, because what you don't wanna happen is say, the agenda is gonna be posted on Friday morning. And the
Friday,
agenda's posted on Friday
afternoon.
morning, and then the public thinks that's what's on, and they're, so we wanna make sure there's a procedure. You have to look on the day of the meeting, the board can vote to put, during the meeting, the board can vote by majority, or what's the process in between. So just come up with something so the board members know and the public knows. I can look on Friday morning and I'll know most of what's gonna be over there, but I should check again on Monday in case 2 board members added something, and I should watch the meeting in case an emergency comes up in 4. So just,
And then that would be
have
a-
a process, you endeavor to give notice so everybody knows,
okay,
what's
write it like
coming up.
that, sounds good. Sounds perfect. You got it, John.
I'll have to watch the tape of the meeting.
You- Okay, agenda will be prepared for the clerk and mailed to the board and placed on the village website no later than the Friday before the meeting by
End of day.
end of her day, because sometimes she's here late doing it. Do you want a certain time on Friday to have things posted?
Shouldn't it be end of business Friday? She can't stay here waiting for things to be posted till 5 o'clock on a Friday.
No. She's gonna have everything. She's got, the next line is, the agenda will be prepared by the clerk, emailed to the board, and placed on the village website no later than when?
End of day.
Friday,
End of business Friday?
end of clerk's business day. Well, she has different hour. Everybody, she stays late. She's not, I'm not saying
End
noon.
of day for the village on a
If she doesn't
Friday
get
is
it on
12
by noon,
o'clock,
it's not
right? I
on
mean-
till, she stays late to get stuff done, and she'll get it on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's her
So-
end of business.
Okay.
She's a salaried employee. Her end of business is when she decides the day is done, correct, Aniseta?
Okay, so end of business.
But generally speaking, I do try to have the agenda up by noon, as well as the draft minutes.
But that puts you into a restriction of,
I'm just saying my best practice that I've assigned myself is to have any questions answered, have that up. But if we want to say, for the purpose of this, that it's my end of business,
Right.
the Friday before the meeting, I think that that's fair, because once again, things come up, there's emergencies. This last Friday, for instance, we had those code revisions that didn't make it. That was a lingering question, and I was trying to give as much time to our attorneys to get those to me as possible. But that would be a special case,
right.
so.
So I just say end of business day.
Yeah. But
On
just
Friday.
so everyone knows, for me, my best practice that I'm working on implementing is noon for the agenda and the draft minutes, the Friday before the meeting.
But we're gonna put the Friday before the meeting by the end of business day.
Business day.
Okay. If necessary, addendums, clerk by 4 PM on the day of the meeting, if allowed. What do you wanna do about the next one? If necessary, addendums. Do you wanna just take that completely out because you really, I don't know, I just put a
I
big,
think so. I think you should take it out.
Mm-hmm.
take it out?
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's really hard to get something in your email at 5 or 5:30 and have an idea of what you're looking at or talking about when you're walking in at 6:30.
board? Anybody other comments? Jose?
I'm trying to see if this is different than what I had before. Yeah, I think you should just take it out because you want your information, you know, you want to be able to come prepared, read the information and move on.
Right, because we already addressed the emergency part of it
Right.
anyway. We just addressed the emergency part if there's something that had to be added. So we addressed that already. Distribution of agenda items, addendums will be provided only format, village clerk no later than. Well, we already talked about that too, so that can come out too.
What else is coming out?
The two before audit payments of claim. Payments of claim, blah, 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 blah. So the next page, we have the second paragraph down, claims to be audited at the first and third monthly meeting of the Board of Trustees shall be prepared by the treasurer and available by 12 noon on the Friday before the meeting. We talked about that at the last meeting, so that's what we talked about. Claims must be audited and signed a minimum of 4 board members, or they're not paid. I just took the last one out. I didn't think it was necessary. I don't know how you feel. If the member of the board
Can
trustees.
we go back to the paragraph before that?
Yeah, go ahead. The
By
claims-
Thursday, audit by Thursday, 4 PM?
End of day or noon on Friday.
Are we on the audited section?
Yes. Claims to be audited at the first and third monthly regular meeting of the Board of Trustees will be prepared by the treasurer and available for audit. I believe you said noon.
Yeah, noon or end of day on
Oh, you
Friday.
added that, okay.
On Friday. And then the next one is four village board members have to sign. And I took the last one out. Voting, I didn't think there was a change there. Minutes. I went down to minutes must be consistent of the record of all
I'm just waiting
motions.
for the first argument because somebody voted yes instead of A, then the motion did.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm waiting for the first person to come and complain that a motion didn't pass because one of the board members voted yes instead of A, but.
Yeah, that's coming out. Well, want to take that out?
No, I don't care. I mean, it's.
Okay.
Yes or no, it should be, you're right, because somebody will challenge you, yeah, you say yes.
Just take it out. Either you're gonna vote yes or no anyway, so just take it out. Take that out. Minutes are taken by the clerk. Minutes must be consistent with motions, proposals, resolutions, more voted on. Also, conversation held by trustees, mayor, and public. I want to add into that. There needs to be more than just the votes for me in the minutes. Does that work for everybody? Hello?
What verbiage did you want to use?
Minutes must be consistent of all records, motions, proposals, resolutions, and any other matters formally voted upon and the vote thereon.
Yeah.
Also, conversations held by trustees, mayor, and the public. Minutes must be taken in executive session. We have that. I already know that. Does that work okay for you about that? Adding the conversations? Yeah?
Yep.
As long as they're not
Adding it to the
verbatim.
minutes?
Everybody's good?
As long as they're not verbatim.
All right, so
Wait,
then,
Wait, added to the minutes, what, the summary?
I put down also conversations held by the trustees, mayor, and the public. So that there's comments in session in my minutes.
Do you want to say summary of, just in case?
Nope, I don't want summary of
You want it
conversations.
word by word?
Well, I like it pretty close to word by word.
That's
though.
fine.
Yeah, thank you. It doesn't have to be verbatim, but pretty close. Thank you.
Sounds like it is.
No?
Yeah, really.
Yep.
You might as well hire a stenographer.
She's doing great.
She is doing great, but the thing is, though, is that we're signing off on this stuff. And if we miss something when we review these minutes, and we didn't say that,
Well, then
we
you
can be
better
held
read it.
we can be held accountable for it.
Read them. Read them or weep. Say, business of the board. That we just put our format that we have already. Just our format that we have for our board, like our But that goes under the order of the business of the board. So the attorney can put our format in there. General rules of procedure, I went through that. Motions to close or limit debate require a 2/3 vote. I don't know what that means. Talk to me about that, Mr. Attorney.
What's that?
I'm
where-
right above guidelines for public comment, the last sentence of that paragraph above. Motions to close or limit debate require a 2/3 vote.
Where are
Let's
you?
go
Stop
back.
mumbling.
You skipped part of it.
Well, I did, where?
You
Yeah.
skipped the part about the general rules of procedure.
Oh, I didn't have anything on there. What do you have?
Well, it says here that you're gonna recognize each person that wants to speak, and they're not to speak until they're recognized. Are we gonna do that?
So the mayor presides the meeting, mayor absent, the deputy mayor
They want me
president,
to
and
change
debate
this to
motion,
whatever they
board
do.
members may not be,
However,
are not required to raise, but
this
must be
agenda,
recognized
so-
by the presiding officer. Well, I usually say, do you
Well,
have
look at the
something to
next
say?
page. Look at the next page.
What does it say? Motions
Apparently
are,
not, because she didn't have anything, so she didn't want to talk to you, so.
I know.
motions are required.
Put that in there.
Oh, a member, the next one down, the member is, once recognized, may not be interrupted when speaking unless call him or her to order. If the member is called to order, yeah, I'm the hard one to, yeah, I'll try to calm my,
Well, that's
You'll-
what I'm saying.
I
Are we
know, you'll
gonna,
have to-
we gonna hold this in place or not?
that's up to you guys.
Maybe. It's maybe.
It's me too.
That's maybe.
I don't think we should put it there unless we're gonna abide by it.
Okay, so then take it out. Then take
figured
that
we'll
out.
take it out.
Perfect.
You're taking that out? No, we're
Sure.
not taking that out.
Okay, then leave it in, but
No,
Jerry.
that's polite decorum to leave that in
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so it's fine. I know, Jerry, what you were trying to say. I know your point.
It's all about enforcement.
I know your point. Okay. A member may not be limited in the number of times he or may speaks on the question. Motions to close or limit debate require a 2/3 vote. I don't know. Is that something we need to do?
Well, that is
I
consistent with
think-
Robert's rules of order.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so leave it in?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, wait, what's a 2/3 vote, though,
No, yeah,
of
you-
7?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
be
It's
5.
5 is,
Yeah.
it's the almost
You're
majority
looking
of
at the
Warwick.
village of,
Warwick,
Warwick.
which has
Warwick,
5 people.
which is 5 people.
So 3 people.
So it would still be 4 for them. That's 2/3, because 3 out of 5 is only 60%.
So this would be 5 for us.
wait, yeah, it would be 5 out of 7 members to,
I think that's fair to close a debate
Or it doesn't
Sure.
close.
or limit debate.
Well, isn't a debate just discussion? I mean, why do you have to have something to close a discussion?
Depends how heated it gets,
Ooh,
right?
that's true.
I can't
Yes.
hear her. What's true?
Said it depends how heated it gets.
I said, it's usually just a discussion. I mean, it's not really a debate. I mean, you want discussion to be able to make things better for your community, that you might have something different than you
I
say.
know, but do you want 2/3 or you want majority, board majority? That's
I would
what-
just say board majority.
That's what Tony's hinting at, is it not? That you might just better leave it board majority.
That's fine.
Because 2/3 is, what's a supermajority of 7? Is it 5?
5.5.
well, 2/3 is 66%, so I don't know what 66% of 7 is. I imagine it's
Yeah.
5.
Somebody's arm and leg,
Yes,
that's
yes,
all.
yes.
That last person just happened.
That's why, I mean, I would either say 4 votes or 5 votes, just so
Okay.
we don't have to do the.
So you want board majority, Mayor?
Board majority is fine,
Okay.
yes.
Let's keep going.
Public,
Becky, the
Yeah.
second paragraph right here, it's been 3 times tonight now.
yeah, right?
Right here, right here.
Guidelines for
I would
public
recognize.
comment. I want to add the sign-in sheet, public speak during the public portion, with the sign-in sheet. Put name and address on, address on sign-in sheet.
I have a question for the attorney. I seem to remember many years ago, you no longer have to state your residency in a public meeting, just your name.
There are people who have made that it's a privacy imposition.
I thought that was I learned that at NICOM, that it's a state thing. You do not have to be forced to
You
state your
can't force
residency.
them, but you can,
But we continue to ask for it all the time. And it shouldn't matter where you live. Just saying.
So what's the board's
Yeah.
pleasure?
Doesn't matter where you live, mean, outside the village?
Anywhere. It's a
So-
right to
so
privacy
somebody-
issue.
So, when I was on the board, the last time, we had people that, things were going on, there were people that were from out of the county that were, different times would come up and speak of issues that, I don't see how you want someone, if it's a business of the village, I think the village residents should be the ones speaking.
It's,
Well, I think everybody has a
That's-
it's
a
not
voice.
about who speaks, it's about you don't have to tell the general public where you live.
And it also is, the residency has been litigated in the village of Montgomery,
Yeah.
where out of village, people were refused or not allowed to speak, and they took it to lawsuit and won.
Interesting, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a few years ago.
I would just say then name and
Just a
address.
name, yeah, I would have, people having to come and give the, name and address, I don't think that's necessary. I think the name should be sufficient.
I'll be
Name
honest, yeah.
and an organization if they represent an
right,
organization.
True,
Name and organization.
if they represent.
Okay.
If representing more.
On the sign-in sheet, that would be underneath that.
So would we need to redo the sign-in sheet to just have name?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, if they wanna write it, they can write it, but they shouldn't have to say it up here. I don't want the whole world to know
Yeah.
my,
Most people will
address.
tell you where they live and how long they
Yeah.
lived and everything they've done in it.
It's just it also goes into the minutes, and the minutes are public. So when I'm typing up the minutes, and, I mean, these people are my neighbors, some of them, because I've been doing this for, not serving as clerk for 2 years, but serving as a secretary for the planning and zoning boards for just about 2 years. I learned people's addresses, I do have them written down. So in the instance of doing the minutes, would that be something that we would no longer include?
You
I
know,
don't
you
think it's-
can't require it. If they provide it, you can say if they,
What about
if purpose of their objection, say, is because they live next door to it, then it should be in the minutes that, here are my objections, I live next door to this and it's gonna drain onto my,
So I would leave it on the
But if they just
sign-
say,
leave-
I have the open burn ban law, I don't think is appropriate, they don't have to say where they live.
Well, my
But if they
question is-
volunteer it and put it in the record, they put it in the record, and if you're taking minutes,
But my question is, what if I know their address?
no, you can't. Just,
Okay.
it's gotta be the minutes of what people are saying, and, yeah.
Okay.
So we're leaving the name and address on the sign-in sheet, but they don't have to speak it when they
No,
come
no,
up here?
we won't put the address in.
Okay, no address, okay. Address out. All right, so I went down to speakers may not yield any remaining time. I don't know. Do you care about that? I mean, if somebody wants to give some of their time to somebody else, I'm okay with that. I am. I don't know how anybody else feels. Lynn, I see that face over there. What do you got going on?
I'm just saying, when it's your turn, it's your turn. When your
Right.
turn is over, your turn is over. Next.
So I can bring a couple of people with me, they sign on to speak, and they get up, give their name now, that was 30 seconds, and I turn it over to, so that one person could be speaking for 20 minutes.
But maybe that person has more knowledge of what they want to speak about. And maybe you want something to say something, but then you turn your extra 2 minutes to somebody else that may have more to say on the issue. Maybe it's a big issue.
Why don't
You
you
know.
just vote to give that member a few more minutes?
Right.
For that
Yeah, you
resident,
could
a
vote.
few more minutes? Because what happens if somebody comes in here with a 10-minute dissertation on a topic, and you got 3 people that are coming up and they're reading from the same letter or notes?
yeah, it's
Alright.
not like you sit here and
What
actually
what
time
has
them.
happened, and you may want to reflect in here, what I've seen happen, is I've been there, is where someone brings a representative. They bring an engineer, or they bring someone to speak on their behalf, and that person only has
3 minutes.
3 minutes to speak to the board, and they may have, that some of the board members, some of the residents who live there say, we'll yield our time.
Right.
Usually, most boards allow a professional to speak a little longer, so you may want to put something in here if it's a person representing an organization or representing a group of people, that they may have more than, 3 minutes, or you can do a yield of time, but
Well, we could just yield it, with 4 board members, we could yield the time, right? With the majority of the board.
There's a reason that rule is in a lot of municipalities.
Yeah.
yeah.
So leave it there.
regulations.
You want to leave it there or take it
Yes,
out?
leave it.
Leave it.
And the thing is that we can extend the time if we feel
Yes.
there is something, and we have done that in, you know, in the past, so.
Yes. I'll just leave it, it's fine. I don't have anything else until the next page. Does anybody else have anything?
I just wanna go back to one thing on the minutes. So, minutes must be consistent of the record. Then you talked about conversations with the public. You went sort of word by word on that.
I didn't say word by word. I said I want conversations in there. I said I want to
It
be,
sounded like word.
no, I didn't say word for, did I say word for word? No, I did not. I said I want the conversations of what the public are talking about so that we can understand in 10 years why that person objected in the public and where they live and what the issue was.
So as best as possible, right? Get it?
Yes, as
Okay.
best as possible, and
Okay,
so far it's been pretty good, so.
yeah, okay.
But there are
thank you.
others who really wanna skip
we should say as
past
best
that
as
and not do it, so.
So,
Thank you.
one thing that was in the larger packet that we're given, the thing that I liked is the part where it limits the people to 3 minutes to speak, but in the other packet, it also gives them the ability to submit a written document to also be put towards the minutes, if they can't finish it in 3
Okay,
minutes.
that's perfect.
I
Submit
think
it.
Here at the
that should
bottom.
be-
Yes,
Now, something that probably wasn't prevalent into 2023 when this was adopted, you might want to think of, do you want to create a method or a place to preserve the YouTube videos of the meeting? So someone who does want verbatim to say they will be preserved for 12 months, 2 years, you know, whatever, and placed on something that this way, if something is interested, they can see the word for word.
I don't know what the time frame is for YouTube. I don't know if it'll be in existence
know
for
if-
10 years, 5 years, 2 years. So we could just say
Well-
minutes will be preserved on YouTube for whatever.
I don't know, I'll see if there's
Until they're
anything,
not.
if you're interested in it, if you.
That's all, yeah, for as long as they're preserved by the platform.
So we can just add that in there, that's fine. So the only other thing I had was, we don't have anything, I know we did our own public hearing thing last. Do we want to add something for a public hearing in this? Add our public hearings in here as well? That's not in here. So public hearings, we gave 5 minutes for a public hearing for somebody who was willing to speak instead of 3. I don't know if you want to add that in here, that was talked about before.
I think you should leave it as is written, and as Jose said, if someone needs additional time for a special circumstance, it can be decided at that time by you.
So
How
I
does
would
everybody
then
else
just
feel?
amend this to say guidelines for public comments and
Regular.
public hearings, or,
Yeah, I don't know. I would say 5 minutes for public hearing and 3 minutes for public. I would just say
don't know
that.
why do you wanna do that? Why don't you just wanna leave your comment period?
Well, we just had, wasn't it last meeting, we had our guidelines for public hearing? Wasn't that at the last meeting?
it's in
And
here.
it said 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, what was the last one?
Was it a
Let's
couple
look back.
meetings
I
ago?
think it was a couple meetings ago.
We already so we already have it as a resolution that we did
Okay.
a few years ago. So I just would just, then we don't add public hearing at all then. We'll leave it separate. Public hearing can be done separately.
We have, right, we did that last.
Okay, we did a few weeks ago. Okay, that's all I had. Anyone else have anything else? I thought that went well. Anyone else? Jared, anything?
Nope.
Lynn?
No.
Jerry? Jose?
No,
No,
My
Christie?
time is up.
Time's up. Okay. John, on your shoulders, thank you.
Honestly, do we have this on Word form? This Warwick, do you have this on Word
I
form?
think it's in PDF, but I can run it through OCR and get, turned into a Word doc.
All right, would be helpful then.
Can we have it for the next meeting?
Do you want me to do that and send it off to
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay, that's a yes for us too?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Code review, one thing, double poles. Anyone have any comments on that?
I thought you liked them, they were hanging out so
I
long.
love them,
Wow.
they're here forever. The red line version, did you ever get a copy of that, or was it just me?
Oh, maybe I did and I just ignored it. I don't think I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a road, I don't think it's.
well, the major change on that one was section 1, chapter 132, titled, and it talks about immediate removal of poles therein, but it should, and the red line, should the village engineer determine that the streets, sidewalks, and right-of-way were the poles, so, yeah, back to, under section 1, right?
Let's see this one,
Section 1, enter section 1. It should be in here somewhere. It's gonna be added.
In here?
Yeah, where did I stick it? Did I not put it in order? I took it out of my bind.
haha, there it is.
You got it?
Yeah, I was in the wrong page.
So that's what was to be added.
I knew I had it.
Can I make a suggestion with that?
Sure.
So, there's a term that we had used, it was called ghost poles,
Yes. we
because
followed
there are situations where a pole is not next to another one, but it's been abandoned. So it's not double utility poles, that's why you might wanna consider
So
using.
can we use both words, double utility
You could
poles
use double
and ghost
utility and
poles?
ghost poles, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
would
have
just
them as
add
zombie
that
poles,
maybe.
is that the same thing?
Yeah, we talked about zombie poles at one time, but yeah.
Zombie, ghost.
So, yeah, can we
Halloween.
just add that as a title for both then? Ghost and double utility, because there are double.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was what was added for this section. Did everybody read it? You're okay with it? Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
So do we want to make a motion to put that law, add the ghost poles and that new addition for the public hearing? For when? Set a public hearing?
Not September 1st.
Okay.
How about the following?
Yeah, we just, what you looked at was just the provision. We may have to go back. It won't change the body, but retitle this, because right now it's titled double utility poles removal. So we may want to change the title and change
So wherever it
a
says
couple
double, you're
things
gonna
in this
put
one,
ghost and
yeah,
double?
to
Okay.
reflect.
So we'll set the public hearing for the second meeting in September?
Was that the 14th or something? Didn't we do this a couple years ago and have something set for the zombie poles?
Yes, that's the new law, but then we added more to this new law, so this is being done the second time.
What
We
happened the
did
first
separate-
time?
Nothing, this part wasn't added.
Oh, okay.
They didn't talk about the sidewalks and stuff, so we didn't
Oh,
add
okay.
it this time. Let's see the date. Date. Oh, crap. I'm trying to get a date, sorry. September 15th. Very good. September 15th. So, do we need to see the final for next meeting of that? So we
Yeah,
can.
I'll,
Okay.
since I'll give you both on August 3rd, and then you can just set the hearings then.
Okay. Do we want to set the public hearing for that night with the change, or we want to wait?
On August 3rd, if you're gonna get the other one on August 3rd, you could set the
Okay.
hearings for whatever, September
sounds
meeting you
good.
want to.
So-
Plenty of time to get the notice.
Okay. All right, public comment?
Mom,
No.
Dad, nothing?
All right, correspondence. Anyone have correspondence they want to share? I have a few.
I don't know, I don't think so.
Well, I didn't know where
I
we
got an
started.
email. I got an email about bikes in the park at a concert,
I got it.
which had to do with e-bikes and things. And I just printed out the law and sent that. We did have a new law that we put into place about e-bikes and that in parks. So I did send that to the chief and to Tony and so that hopefully will be taken care of. I also got an email from James Sullivan about Orange County Transit, which has been a thorn in our side. So hopefully we can address those issues that we still don't even know where we are with the lighting. where we are with the building permits, where we are with everything in that. So I'd like to get that settled. This has been going on for, what, 10 years
How
now?
come we don't have them come here anymore?
I don't know.
We used to have them appear, well, I wasn't on the board.
Well, he came here, but
Monthly.
again, he didn't.
Monthly, though.
Yeah, but he
Did he
didn't.
do everything he was supposed to do? Is everything all done?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah,
Can
that's
we
what
send a letter and,
well, we do know the
We-
lighting
Figure
issue
out what
was an
needs to be
issue,
done?
so
We-
we're,
The building inspector has the site plan to determine, and has met, my understanding is, with John Queen and Lincoln Tully to determine what measures haven't been complied with and what has been complied with,
but that's,
Yeah.
it's been months now, so I don't know why we just can't get forward and move forward with things. I don't know. It's
the
just-
email about the construction and all that stuff that's going on?
I can't hear.
The email about the construction, I was
Yes, that
asking her
was
if that's
James,
the
yes.
email
So
that
there's
she
been
was.
construction, there's big machinery, there's dirt being moved, there's stuff happening, and he wonders why, and I don't know why. So maybe we need to have Tony address it with the building inspector to get over there again and just see what's going on, because it's just not happening. The lighting is not happening, things are not changing. So again, it's been a thorn for a long time. So, I also got, let's see, I sent you all the letter from the Newburgh and did you all get that today? I sent you the letter from, not the e-bikes, this one, about the town of Newburgh, that they want to put in the
Oh, yeah, I didn't
ice
open it.
facility. They're looking for support from communities to fight against it. I don't know how you feel about it. We talked about it one other time, and the board didn't want to do anything about it. So if the board would like us to support it or not support their cause. They don't want it to be where it's going to be in the town of Newburgh. They don't have I don't know, I sent you everything. The water facilities are not sufficing. The building is not set up for people. It's set up for a warehouse. So I don't know how people feel about it, whether we want to address it or not address it. But that was the correspondence that came today.
So why wouldn't we support it?
I don't know why we wouldn't. I would.
I think we have enough of our own issues in our own village that we need to work
It doesn't
on.
matter, this is a regional thing, it's not just village, so this, I think, is something that we should consider supporting.
Jared, did you get to read it?
Yeah, I did. I think it brought up some really good points, some concerns, especially to do with water infrastructure, the fact that Newburgh already has issues. I mean, building a facility that then has to now add additional waste as well as water intake. The concern of, in the event that there are protests or whatever it may be, it would be on 17K, which is already a dangerous road in itself, and they would have to have police officers there. You know, they brought up a lot of really good points about how it's going to really increase a lot of cost, and the concerns about having people put inside of a warehouse is another concern. So
Lynn?
I think we should support it.
Yeah, Lynn?
I would like to read through it more carefully. I got it late today, by the time I got to look at it, so I'd like to just read it more thoroughly, and I'm happy to call you or email you.
Okay, Jerry?
I'm kind of torn on the issue, why the infrastructure may not support the facility that's going there. I think that the town of Newburgh really should have had the foresight to limit some of these warehouses being built there. They didn't, when it was built, you know, there was no indication of what the building would be other than warehouse. And it seems like 17K has gotten quite a few warehouses lately. But as far as the cause of what it's going to be used by, I think we have our own issues here in the village to address.
Jose, I know what you said.
Yeah, I disagree. I really think that this is more than, this is not a political issue. This is an issue that, this is an issue that is legitimate. I mean, the warehouses were built for some other purposes, not for a detention center, for, immigrants that are being rounded up and put in this detention center. So that brings a whole lot of other issues into that. So I, for one, I personally support it, because it makes a lot of sense to me.
Christie?
I didn't read it, honestly, because I got it and I don't have, that phone at work or anything, so I will read it in the next day or so and get to
Okay.
you.
Yeah, just let me know if I have the consensus of a board, would you like us to move forward just to support it? If it's, or deny it, I will let you know who votes for what. I know Jared, are you in favor of supporting it or not?
Yes, I'm in favor of.
Lynn, you want to read it?
I'll read it and email you tonight or tomorrow.
Jerry?
No, not
No.
at this time.
Jose, you're,
Yes.
yes. Christie, you'll let me know.
I'll let you know, yeah, I'll
Okay.
read it either tonight or tomorrow or something
Okay,
and call you.
thank you. Yeah, just so we can at least give them an answer. It's a neighboring community, and, you know, some days we may need their support for something as well. So we have to really look and just, you know, I know everybody has different feelings about these centers and what's happening in the world today, but I believe that it's not built for that. Bathrooms and people and beds and everything. What's going to happen? The police force, who's going to enforce it? Who's going to manage it? I mean, you know, all of a sudden people are put in there and then all of a sudden, oh, well, we're just going to do this, and who's going to pay for it? So I think that's a lot to be considered, and as a neighboring community, I think we really should look at it, and I'm waiting for your comments, and I'll respond accordingly. I'll let you know who votes for what. Okay? Just a consensus. I think that's all I had for correspondence. All right.
I have,
So, yeah.
I have one comment, and then we need a resolution to transfer the tax funds into NICLAS.
I saw
It's
that.
$5 million. The interest rate, I think, is about 3.5%. You're not getting anywhere near that in the account that it's currently
Okay.
in. So
All right.
Roberta has asked for a resolution to approve the transfer of funds from account A240000000. That's the NICLAS, and
Into
it's
it.
gonna be that's going where it's going to,
Right.
and it's transferring from the general fund,
Gotcha.
A200000000.
Perfect. All right. Anyone make a motion to transfer funds for?
I'll make a
Robert?
motion.
Is there a
Second.
Jerry, any discussion?
What is it for?
It goes into a fund that gets you more interest, and you can take the money out at any time, so you can. it's
So
not-
if she needs to, she can pull it.
Yes, you're not penalized to pull it either.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just a state fund that makes more money.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Carried.
And second thing is I have tentatively scheduled Connor Eckert from Orange County Partnership to speak on the 18th. Just give me some of the topics that you're looking to speak on the comp plan about.
Well, board, any comments on the comp plan?
I mean, he'll touch on economic development, and if that's fine.
That's good.
If you want him here at 6, he'll be happy to be here at 6.
Well, our meeting's set for 6:30.
No, I know that, but,
We just set it as a presentation at the beginning.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It'll be at the beginning of the meeting, so he won't be, so 6:30 or
Okay,
just
I'll
after.
confirm with him then.
Yeah.
The 18th?
Anybody want anything else from the comp plan on there?
Oh,
Ed?
no, I just wanted to ask another question when you're done.
Okay. Jared, anything from the comp plan you'd like to discuss with him? What is his title? What is his title?
He's the
Executive
executive
Director,
director.
the Orange County Partnership.
I'll put together a couple things and I can give it to Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do the same thing.
Okay, cool. So we have some discussion with him. Sounds great. Perfect. Okay. Miscellaneous comments from the board? Is that what you want, or you want something
I
else?
just would like to ask our clerk
Oh,
and
Sure, go ahead.
Trustee Sanusi a question. I know we had talked at our last meeting about trying to figure out a way where to post our information for the village, events, all sorts of things. I know that you guys have been looking at ways to consolidate and improve how we communicate with the community. I didn't know if you were ready at this point to discuss that, or you need a little more time.
I think a little bit more time.
Okay.
Just want to put everything together so we know what.
No, I knew you were actively working on it, but I didn't know if you were finished with your process. So I'm excited to hear what you have to present to all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay.
I
Lynn-
do just want to make some quick announcements. on some things going around here in the village. The Music in the Grove is tomorrow. The band is gonna be Kinfolk. There is a ticket raffle going on. Tickets are $5 each and will be sold every week at Music in the Grove, and the winner will be drawn on September 26th at the Harvest Fest. And there's also the farm crawl happening right now. So get out there, support our local farms, and you can get your card at the Josephine Louise Public Library, or at Music in the Grove. Collect your stamps and from all the various participating farms. And there's also a raffle for that, which will get you a basket full of goodies.
They can also get those cards at the Town of Montgomery Clerk's office and at the various vendors, which are listed on the Community Council webpage.
And there are some really fun things going on at the Josephine Louise Public Library this month. They'll be on the village newsletter.
I'm just going to add one to do to that. At the Music in the Grove, the food pantry is in need of food. They will be collecting, Community Council will be collecting at Music in the Grove for the food pantry. They're in need of a lot of food. So we just made some signs for a collection down there if anybody goes to the park for that, or if you need to reach out, you can reach out to me. And
Don't they have a list of specific items they're looking for?
there are specific, but I think that whatever you give, they're going to take.
I think it's on their webpage. I
Yeah,
think
there
I
is
saw
a
something.
specific item for, so if you look at the,
There's a list on Facebook.
there's a list. So if you find that list and you want to donate, there'll be a collection down at every Wednesday night at the Music in the Grove, too. Okay, so Jared, anything, comments?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't.
Okay, Jared, you go.
No, I don't have anything.
Lynn?
I already made mine, thank
Okay,
you.
Jose?
I'm good.
You're good. Christy?
The fire department, Walden Fire Department is hosting a touch-a-truck on Sunday from 12 to 2. There's gonna be different departments and stuff there, so if anybody wants to come up, music, food, stuff like that. And I just wanted to touch base and see where we stand with the Gladstone traffic, or the parking.
Gladstone parking.
Yeah, like, can't turn off a Grandview, or I think it's,
Oh,
To like
I don't-
limit
I don't-
the
Yeah.
one side or two
so,
side.
yeah. I have some pictures if anybody wants to see, or I invite you up if anybody wants to see. But we need to do something. The way that it's in the code right now, there is no parking where they are parking. It is on the other side.
well then call the police
Yeah,
department.
I would
go
like
down.
to do something, change the code a little bit so that it's known, well, there's no parking signs there. They got taken down about 15 years ago.
Oh, so there are no signs there at all?
No.
But
Where
it
says
is no parking on that
It is
side?
no parking there.
Well, then we can put up new signs.
But from Clinton to, gosh, I just drew a blank. I think it's Kelmore.
Kelmore, my
Should
street,
be-
down my street.
Should be on the other side than where they're parking right now. And then the rest going from Kelmore down, there's no sidewalk, so there can be both sides, in my opinion. It doesn't really matter. Because there's no sidewalks, you can get past a little bit more. And there's no streets that you have to pull up out of.
Well, maybe you want to meet with Tony. Tony, will you meet with Christie up on the street and go over the parking and what's allowed and not allowed? And
Yeah,
go
sure.
through the code book?
I would take the chief as well.
Yeah, the chief as well.
Okay.
And you can show them the signage and what was there and what wasn't there. They
Okay.
can
Once
meet-
construction's done on 17K, when you get back from vacation,
Yep.
then because it's hard for me to come back right now on lunch because they have 17K shut
But
down.
this is on Gladstone?
Yeah. Well,
Is it the area that, where the sidewalks are?
yes.
Way up,
Yeah.
halfway up the street.
It's right where the barriers are, actually,
Is
Okay.
it in our code that there's no parking there?
in this specific spot, yes.
Okay. But there's no sign?
There's no signs, so it's kinda, yeah.
And you're looking to put signage there?
Well, we should look and make sure that it's
Yeah.
still in the code correctly.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, make sure everything's right.
okay.
Anything else, Christie?
No, that's it, I think.
Okay.
I think so.
I just want to also talk about Grove Street. I know that there was an issue with Grove Street. I don't know what's being done about that. There's a big hole in the ground. I don't know if the attorney knows about it. I know that we talked about with the DPW and Kathy knew about it. So the Grove Street is a street where the road collapsed alongside a building and whose responsibility is to fix it. So we need to really address that, so. That's been already 3 months, that's been like that.
Grove Street is,
Going out of town on 50,
going out of town on the
208,
left.
208 on the left.
Across from,
Jacobowitz's old office, John's
yeah,
office.
yeah, just down,
Yeah.
just down the street, right?
Sorry, John.
And if you're looking at the building, it's on the left-hand side.
Yes,
So the problem there seems to be that the house further down on the street, on, at the end of that cul-de-sac on the left, filled in a drainage ditch. So everything that was coming off the hill and across 208 was going into a catch basin, and it wasn't going anywhere. It was backing up and out. And that's, because Kathy and I were out there about 3 weeks ago.
well,
So,
we still have to deal with it somehow.
what's that?
We still have to deal with it somehow, either.
Well, the dealing with it's probably gonna be the person that filled in that drainage ditch is gonna have to move it, because it can't get back to the wet area behind their house in order to drain out. It's not going anywhere, it's staying in the ground.
Okay.
So,
Well,
that seems like more of a legal issue, right
Yeah,
now.
unless you find a problem. with
Yeah.
it.
So that'd be great. That's the only thing I had for that. All right, executive session. We go in for any possible litigation we can hear about? Anything new?
I don't know of any.
Nothing new? Okay. So we should go into, also for a possible hire, we should go in for a conversation on that,
And certain personnel, everything.
personnel. Like what? Tell me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, employment history of a person's, employee, yes, also. So,
Make a motion, go into executive session.
Second.
all right. Do I need specific numbers for that, John? For
What's that?
a possible hire or a,
It's personnel
Yeah,
issues,
we
right?
had the
Personnel?
wording personnel and potential, I don't know exactly what it's for, so I can't,
So it's personnel issues, right?
Yes.
We can- yeah,
Personnel.
that's all.
okay,
It's-
okey-doke. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We already seconded
I
it.
know, all in favor?
Jerry and Christie.
There you go, perfect.
Do you have an intention to return? Are you gonna be taking any
Yes, we
action?
may come out of.